Why I haven't done a live video like this in my car for oh, really long time. It's probably been at least over a year, maybe even 2 years. I think the last time I did one of these videos was during the first year of my ride-sharing job. I'm an Uber and Lyft driver, and I started that exactly 3 years ago this month in February. And so, boy, a lot has happened since then. For those of you who may not know, I did a premiere video a couple of days ago, just sharing my journey over the last 5 months getting dentures. And boy, let me tell you, that was not easy, and it's still not easy. In fact, today, I am bound and determined. I am not taking my dentures out because my mouth hurts. I have to truck through it. I have to suffer through it. And of course, I'm pretty new in this journey. Everyone else that has talked about this online, like on YouTube and stuff like that, we always call it a journey, because it really is. It's a journey. And my journey, of course, I put off for a long time. Mentally, I just was not wanting dentures at all. I just want nothing to do with it. And like I said in my my journey video, I wasn't going to do my dentures before I was 50 years old. Well, I'm 51 now, and a lot of things in my life I was actually putting off. There was a lot of things that I couldn't do. I lost a lot of desires to, like, even do my music, and music for me is like a huge deal. And just you know, the whole self-esteem complex that I've had over this, it's like the longer I put it off, the less desire I would have to you know, write new music, even do some of my performances. And so I knew when I finally made the commitment to do this, that it would be a several month process, because I didn't do all of my extractions like in one appointment. I was way too scared, honestly, to do that. And the dentist that I found was one specifically that was willing to just kind of go at a slower pace for me. And I think that's actually how he preferred it, honestly. So it took 5 appointments to get all of the extractions done. I think in total I had 7 appointments, because a couple of those appointments I had to go in for the fitting and put that goopy stuff that they put in the mold, and then, you know, they stick in your mouth. That was like nasty. But, you know, I got through all of that. But boy, you know, what I've been feeling this last week since I started using DenSure Fit, and I showed everybody, you know, what the box looks like in my last video. It's definitely tighter. It's causing pain though. So I'm like, you know, I've already contacted them. They gave me some helpful things, but I didn't really realize that my problem that I'm still having now is I have a bone spur. And I had heard that term, and I was like, oh, well, that's not going to happen to me. That's not what I've got going on. I honestly thought that um, just part of my jawbone was like poking me. And I thought, well, there's nothing that can be done for that. That's just part of my jaw. I'm going to have to deal with that. And of course, one of the first fittings or the adjustments that I had done was to adjust that area where this bone spur is. And so, like, day before yesterday, I'm doing a search on YouTube, asking, especially this one channel that I've been really watching his videos. I'm like, I've got the DenSure Fit in, and it feels great for the most part. It's really helped. I don't have to use adhesives. I'm really learning to eat. But what do you do if there's a sore spot when the DenSure Fit finishes curing? And it's like when you put it in, it's like right here. There's probably still some swelling because your gums just will continue to shrink, I think, over like the first full year. I'm not really sure. I've heard, like 6 to 8 months. Well, because I had extractions done kind of spaced out, this side doesn't bother me at all, even with the DenSure Fit in with that silicone. It's tight, but it's like not hurting me. And it's like, boy, this last week putting it in, it's like so tight over this area right here. It feels exactly like what it felt like after I had the last extractions done and they just popped in the immediate. And see, I wasn't prepared for that at all. I thought, okay, this is the last appointment. I knew I was going to be taking the dentures home. But see, I thought that I would be waiting until the gums healed and then start wearing the dentures. And so I was a little taken aback when the assistant said, no, you put it in right away, because it also helps stop the bleeding. Because I had, at my last appointment, I had the top 4 that still had to come out. And I was like, well, that's okay, I guess, because it'll stop the bleeding. And then I got terrified inside. I was like, okay, there's no way I'm taking these suckers out. I'm going to sleep in them. And of course, they're telling me, take it out. And, every time you eat, rinse and all of that. And I just determined, I'm like, I am not taking these out except once a day to do the cleaning, because I was too afraid that the swelling would be too severe and it would hurt too bad to put it back in. And I knew that I had to wear them every day, that, there was going to be pain, and I just had to suffer through it. And so for the first, I kid you not, for the first 5 days after the final extractions were done, I slept in them. I took it out once a day to do my 3-minute cleaning, and then back in they went. And it wasn't bad. It hurt pretty bad every time I took them out, did the cleaning and then put them back in. That hurt really bad, but after they were in my mouth for a few minutes, then, I was better. But now, man, since doing the silicone, the DenSure Fit, that bone, that's I guess it's a spur, and it's like poking against the silicone, and it's really just that one area. And I'm like, okay, I got to do something, because I don't want, I spent $80 for this. And, I did my research to make sure, that this was going to work for me. But so I've been texting the past few days with DenSure Fit, and they are super nice. They are really, really nice. If you have questions, even before you commit to buy, they are more than willing to talk with you, even set up an appointment. If you're afraid to do the initial application, they'll set up an appointment with you to make sure that everything goes the way it's supposed to go. And so I just explained kind of what my problem was, and they suggested that I take a razor, the kind that you shave with, and then just lightly, just a little bit, just take off just a little bit. And I thought, well, yeah, I wasn't real sure if, because it's like right on the edge is where my problem was. And I thought, well, I'm not going to be able to get the razor head. I mean, the razor head's going to be like all in the way, but I was able to shave off enough that it helped. But it's still bothering me, and it's like, even when, like, I try to smoke a cigarette, just that puckering, it's like rubbing on it, and it's driving me crazy. And so then I text them back again, and I thought, well, there's got to be something else that I can use that would just shave off enough just in that one area, but it had to be something small enough that I could get into that one area. And so I went into my husband's toolbox, and I found some sandpaper. And so I haven't done a whole lot with the sandpaper, but at least I was able to scrunch it up enough to where the tip going over my finger was the rough part. And so I'm using sandpaper in it because I'm like, I got to do something. And he was even willing to help me, because I'd read other comments that people took, I think it's called a Dremel. And he was willing to help me. It's like, well, just show me, and I'll see, maybe I can come up with something else. But see, I don't want my husband touching my denture. I just don't. He hasn't even seen me without dentures yet. So I mean, that's going to be like my honest last resort. And of course, I mean, I don't want him accidentally dropping it, because state medical is not going to pay if I break it. And so I'm like, well, I'm going to try to take care of this myself. So probably tomorrow I will work a little bit more, either with the razor or carefully with the sandpaper, because I don't want to have to end up just taking it off, taking the silicone off, because it's supposed to last like 3 or 4 months. And so I keep telling myself, don't get discouraged, just hang in there. And so I told them that I think it's a bone spur, and they said, well, if it's a bone spur, just put the Oragel on it. Don't try to shave off anymore with the razor, because the bone spurs are supposed to take care of themselves within a week or two. Well, it's been 4 months. Where it's at was one of the first extraction appointments I had, and that was like back in October. So now I'm worrying that, okay, if this never resolves itself on its own, does that mean that I'm going to have to go back to the dentist, and they're going to have to cut open that area, that part of the gum, and shave down that bone spur? And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do everything I can before I have to resort to that route. And I mean, yeah, I can go in, they can, give me the Novocaine shot, I won't feel anything, and the recovery won't be bad. But see, I won't be able to wear the top denture for a couple of weeks while it's healing, because if they have to cut open and then either remove the spur, or if it is just part of the bone, shave that down so it's smooth, I don't want to have to go several weeks while it's healing, while they, yeah, I just know. I just know. And before, I put the DenSure Fit on, the dentist was able to adjust that area so it wasn't rubbing. But now I've put the silicone soft liner in there, and and it's tighter, because I've noticed over the last several weeks, because of the gum shrinkage, that the top one was getting looser, and then it was like starting to rub like way back here, and that was all painful and uncomfortable, and so, I mean, maybe worst case scenario is I have to take the liner off of the top one, and just allow for more time to heal. I'm hoping that bone spur will take care of itself. I just don't know, since it's been 4 months since it first appeared in my mouth, if it is going to resolve on its own. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on that. But it's like all day today, I'm like, you're not going to be around your husband today. You don't have to worry about him seeing you. Just you're taking the day off from work. Just take your dentures out, give your mouth a rest. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to suffer through it. So I know I ramble a lot, but if anyone else has gone through what I've gone through, where you've got a sore spot after applying the DenSure Fit, or you have a bone spur and it's rubbing on that area, what have you done that you could do yourself at home to just fix that area? That's what I am trying to find out. I'm using the razor blade carefully. It's helped a little bit, but it's still rubbing. I've tried using sandpaper, haven't used a Dremel yet. So if there's anybody that has any tips out there, please leave it in the comment section. I would appreciate it. Because I want to, at some point, when I'm further down the line with this, I want to be able to give helpful tips to people that are just starting this journey, because it's not easy. Once you get through everything, and I suppose maybe like when you're a year out, you'll feel even better than you did, a month after, or like me, I'm basically at 2 months after. You'll feel better. You will have learned to eat. So I really don't have any helpful tips. The one thing that I did find that I'm doing, because it's like every time I try to smoke my cigarette, is I have to almost bite down with my lip on the cigarette while holding my tongue on the bottom one to keep it from popping up. And that's really, really annoying. And no, I'm a Christian channel. I'm not advocating smoking for anyone, but let's face it, there are smokers that have their dentures. They even have a cleaner specifically for smokers. So I guess a tip that I found is, with your lips, just, kind of like quote unquote bite down on the cigarette and keep your tongue in the center, the back part of where your teeth would be, right in the middle. Just you'll learn what works for you. You really will. Um, but yeah, so just thought I would come on and vent a little bit, I guess. It's definitely been a journey, but I have to stay positive. I have to just not give up, basically. So yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to say. If you want to, the other video is on my channel. I did that a couple of days ago. I did that on Wednesday, actually. Yeah, so anybody who finds this just by happenstance, if you know any tips or anything, please leave it in the comments, because I want to be an encouragement to other people that are going through this. Just, don't give up. Be gentle with yourself. I know the one guy that I found his channel, when he first got his dentures, when it was getting too painful, he would take them out for an hour at a time, and he actually set his timer, and he had to stay with it. Once that hour was up, back in his mouth they went. And it doesn't stay painful for like that forever. It's just while everything's healing up, and just be patient, and that's the one thing with me. I am not a patient person. I wanted to get to the end of my journey, to how well things are going to be like a year out. I wanted all of that like right then. Okay, well, no, I got to be patient, not give up. But like the Oragel, you can get like the little it's like a gel. You can do that. I use the liquid. I just stick the Q-tip right in the bottle, and just apply it to the areas that are painful, and it does help. It does. So all right, guys, take care. God bless. Any helpful tips that you think might help me with my current situation, please leave them in the comment section below. All right, you guys, take care. God bless, and I will see you next time.